Really quick and simple, we're gonna go over 5 pieces of backpacking gear everybody should have with them, be it a more traditional backpacker with heavier gear or an ultralight backpacker. This one's for everybody. And I'm sure everybody is already carrying some form of this here. This is my poop kit. You know, we're all gonna use the washroom at some point in time out in the backcountry. So, you know, I'm sure everybody's got some toilet paper and hand sanitizer and that kind of stuff. But one thing that I know a lot of people are not carrying in their poop kit, anecdotal evidence that I see out on trail all the time. Clearly, not a lot of people are carrying a trowel with them out in the backcountry. They are really, really small, tiny, they're lightweight. This one here, I got the Deuce of Spades trowel because, you know, Deuce of Spades. It's funny, I'm immature, I like that. I think I got this one for about 25 bucks. You can find even cheaper ones on Amazon. There's a bunch of different companies make them. I know a lot of places out in the backcountry, especially here for us in Canada in our national parks and provincial parks, at sort of the designated campsite areas, a lot of times you'll see, you know, pit toilets and green thrown toilets and outhouses. And it's really, really nice to have. But a lot of places don't have those kind of facilities. And, you know, when you're out there actually on trail and you get that little emergency, I gotta go, you don't usually have a washroom nearby, so you're stuck digging a cat hole. I've been seeing it a lot, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have been seeing it a lot as well. People not digging a cat hole and just going on top of the ground and leaving their toilet paper and stuff laying everywhere. And you can't have everybody pooping on top of the ground. It's gross. Dig a hole, poop in a hole. A personal favorite of mine, something that goes with me on every backpacking trip, is a neck gaiter or buff of some kind. I've always got one around my neck. I like it for keeping the sun off of my neck, but I also love it on those really, really hot days. I like taking this off and dipping it in a creek, getting some cold water in there, throwing it around my neck. You know, it just cools off the arteries in my neck. It kind of helps regulate my body temperature a little bit. They're really nice for wiping sweat off your face. And in the evening, they make a great makeshift beanie. I've even used this as a pot grabber before when I left mine at home. I've even heard of people using these to go over top of their pillow, almost as like a pillowcase for their inflatable pillows, to just give less of that plasticky, rubbery feel up against their face. You know, just another reason to get yourself a buff. Now let's go a little bit lower on the body. And we'll go from the neck gaiter to an ankle gaiter. This is my dirty girl gaiter that goes over top of my shoe or my trail runner when I'm out on a backpacking trip. There's no water resistancy, or they're not waterproof or anything like that. It's not gonna stop any water from getting in my shoes. My shoes aren't waterproof anyways. These will keep sand and rocks and sticks and other debris from getting in the top of your shoe. So you're not gonna have to stop, you know, get rocks and sand and crap out of your shoe. Even if you don't do trail runners and you use like a full hiking boot, you can get gaiters for those as well. And same principle, it helps keep all the dirt and debris and stuff from getting inside the top of your boot. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass when you're out there on trail and you gotta stop all the time to get crap out of your shoes. Another piece of gear that goes with me on every single backpacking trip, and I feel like everybody should carry, is a sit pad of some kind. This one here is a Thermarest Z seat. I think I got this one from Garage Grown Gear. They fold up this little accordion style. They're really lightweight. I think these are both under 2 ounces. They're awesome when you stop and take a break on trail. You get something nice and cushy to sit your butt down on. You know, at camp, you can put it down on a log, sit down on that. Backpacking chairs are becoming a really big thing. A lot of people are bringing a chair out on a backpacking trip. You still need one of these with a chair. It gives you that insulation so your butt and backside don't get cold. I take a hammock on a lot of my backpacking trips, and these are awesome to put down on the ground for just giving me something to stand on when I get out of my hammock. So I'm not, you know, stepping on the cold ground and getting dirt and stuff on my socks. You can prop it up like this and it makes a really great windscreen for your stove. You use it to fan a fire. It's probably one of the greatest things that these things do, is their ability to fan a fire. Just another great piece of multi-purpose gear everybody should have. Now I saved probably the most important one for last. Lastly, we're gonna talk satellite communicators a little bit. This is a DeLorme InReach and the Zoleo unit. Lots of other options out there. There's, you know, the Garmin Minis, there's the Spot devices, you can get a PLB, you can get a sat phone. Plans for these are super reasonable. You know, you can suspend the plan if you're gonna go a month without using it, so you're not getting charged for it at all. You know, you can get plans for like 20 bucks on these things. Like, they are ridiculously cheap. They do a bunch more than just messaging too. Like, you can track your hike and you can give a map to somebody back home and they can kind of see like a live feed sort of where you are. You know, the ability to communicate with loved ones. The ever important SOS feature on these things, you know, if you're ever in an emergency. Where this kind of really hits home to me is, You know, recently we've had the fires in Jasper National Park, and you know, hearing stories from some of my friends that were out hiking when the fire was happening, and they don't carry satellite communicators, so they didn't have the ability to know that there was an emergency or a fire going on. Pretty scary stuff. And they don't weigh a lot. I'm pretty sure the Zoleo unit is like 5.5 ounces. And like I said, with so many different options and price points out there for available devices, it's a no-brainer. I feel like everybody should have that ability. You know, it's 2024, that technology's there. I get that, you know, there's some people out there that say I go into the backcountry to get away from that kind of stuff, and I totally get it. I was there for the longest time. Having that peace of mind, knowing that, you know, I can keep in touch with what's going on back at home, and if something happens to me, I have the ability to get out. I know if there's something going on in my surrounding environment, like a forest fire, you know, my contacts back home can let me know, and I can alter my course, or I can call myself in an SOS if need be to get myself out of there. Now, if there's any gear that I haven't talked about that, you know, you carry on a trip that you think everybody should be carrying and should be a vital piece of everybody's kit, drop it in the comment section down below. And if you're looking for some more backpacking gear ideas, check out either of these videos here. I'm sure you'll find something that you'll enjoy in those. And as always, I am Maddie. Thank you so dang much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.